All right, it's Lambo's Water Sports featuring the Big Brother feature Solid Sports Network. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to Total Pool Nation. We need the merch. Go to TotalPoolNation.com. Ladies and gentlemen, uh, Thursday night, the hat, it looks great. I don't have my hat because I'm representing Virginia Tech. I think it's the first time I've wore my Virginia Tech gear in a while, probably in, I guess, being consistent with it. But Virginia Tech plays Syracuse on Thursday night. And fortunately and sadly, this will probably be my last time there this season due to other potential growth in other areas of life. Uh, but this game means a lot to Virginia Tech, but Syracuse has lost 3 straight games. Not only they lost, they got blown out and destroyed. Like, it wasn't even close. They got blown out by UNC. They got blown out by Florida State. They got blown out by Clemson. So they're 0-3 in conference play. They're 0-3. Virginia Tech, a lot of hype about Kyron Jones. He is the man. There's no more situation about Grant Wells and all this. No more of the Grant Wells. We're confident it's Kyron Jones. The defense has stepped up. The defense is number 8 in the nation, I think, in sacks or total defense, something that we looked at yesterday. They do have 22 sacks of the year, which is like tied for, I guess, 4th in the ACC or a little bit higher or something like that. But Virginia Tech has
tied first. We're tied for first in the ACC. Yeah,
tied first in the ACC in sacks. Now, Syracuse does have some weakness in the offensive line. They do have some good receivers. Garrett Schrader has been a little bit of turnover prone this season. He only has 8 touchdowns. He only has 5 interceptions. Kyron Jones only has 1 interception since being the starter, I guess. I think he had that one bad
in his first
I don't
start.
know if he had a pick. First start, yeah, he had hit interception. I don't know if it was a pick 6 or just a random interception, but he doesn't turn the ball over. He had a fumble. I mean, that's about it. 2 turnovers since he's really started. The fumble, that empty hand against Pittsburgh. I mean, we won. But I am very confident in Kyron Jones. I'm not confident in Tyler Bowen. Like I said, he needs to really step it up against Syracuse. I think Syracuse will come out and fight. I'm going to pick Virginia Tech to win, obviously, but Syracuse is going to come out and fight because, I mean, when you lose 3 straight games and get blown out, there's some tension going on. Not bad tension going on, Syracuse, but there's some motivation along the lines where we're not going to get smacked. If they lose, they lose. But this Syracuse, I'm not underestimating them. It won't be easy. I'm going to take Virginia Tech, but be careful with Syracuse. They're going to give us trouble.
Yeah, I agree. It won't be like the past 2 Tech games where we've just rolled over our opponents. The line is Tech -3. That is almost entirely, in my opinion, because we're at home. The ESPN percentage thing or whatever, which has been wrong, but normally is pretty on point, I feel like, has Syracuse at a 61% chance of winning. So it's conflicting because the spread has us winning and then the ESPN thing has Syracuse winning. And I think it's, pretty representative of what this game will be. Like we said, last time Drones was on the field, he played his best game ever, passing at least. He hasn't thrown an interception since his first start. He only has 1 start with fewer than 50 rushing yards. And when it comes to home versus away games, his performance at home has been drastically better than on the road. So offensively, and then, Jalen Lane is 100% back from his injury he suffered a few weeks ago, especially after this bye. I mean, we saw him explosive against Wake Forest. So you would assume he was close to being 100% then. And then after a bye week, I would assume that he's pretty much 100% back. We have a deep wide receiver room, and everyone I feel like has been contributing pretty well. Kyron, I've been listening to a few Tech podcasts, and a lot of the commentary on Kyron's game and how he's progressed as a passer is nothing but glowing. And these podcasts are not just completely Tech biased. Like, they give honest opinions on what's going on. Like if we suck, they will say that, hey, we suck. They're not making excuses and stuff. And they've interviewed multiple players. And what I've heard is that, he's getting to the point in his passing game where he's getting to the third and fourth read of his progression. And he's being able to hit players on his fourth read. The Tucker Holloway big first down against Wake Forest 2 weeks ago. Tucker was on the Sons of Saturday podcast, and he said, in that play call, I am literally the last option. And Kyron went through progression 1, progression 2, progression 3, and then came back to Tucker on the fourth read on his coming over the middle on a late progressing route. So it says nothing but how well he's progressing as a passer this year. And then you go to the other side of the ball. We have the 8th best pass defense in the country, tied for first in the ACC with 22 sacks, and we're tied for 15th in the country in sacks. Antoine Powell-Ryland, he's a transfer from Florida. He's 8th in the country in sacks with 7 by himself. And the run game has come alive the past 2 weeks. And then also our biggest kryptonite has been stopping the run, and we held Wake Forest, who's still a 4-3 team. They are a winning football team at the moment. We held them to 40 rushing yards. So not saying that is exactly what's going to happen against Syracuse, but it is encouraging that both phases of basically the reason we were losing games earlier in the year, the run game not being able to do anything and the run defense not being able to stop anything, both of those have improved a lot. And then you look at what Syracuse presents as a challenge. They do run for 167 yards a game. So we're going to have to show up there. Defensively, though, they're the 11th ranked defense in the ACC and have the worst secondary in the ACC. They've dropped 3 straight, like you said, but they were all to good teams. But at the same time, they weren't remotely competitive in any of them. They just got their doors blown off. And you also mentioned Schrader. He's all right as a quarterback, but he's already thrown 5 picks. And he adds to the ground game very well as well. He's got 6 rushing touchdowns. He and Kyron have pretty similar stats. The difference, I think, is Kyron is doing nothing but improving every week, and Schrader has continued to turn the ball over, whereas Kyron hasn't. And then also on their offensive side, they don't have a wide receiver 1. They have 3 wide receivers with 20 to 22 catches, and their leading receiver when it comes to receptions is the running back with 23. So I'm not expecting a bunch of deep shots. And it's going to come to basically stopping stuff within a 10-yard radius pretty much. And I think our defense, our linebackers have been doing nothing but improving in the tackling. They're not missing as many open field tackles and stuff. So I have a lot of faith. I do think it'll be close. I've got Tech 24-17.
All right. Tech 24-17. I don't know what the score is. I just hope that we just win, I guess. I mean, win at the right time and try to play turnover-free football and not have weird play calls from Tyler Bowen. And hopefully we don't have crucial injuries that might cost us. But hopefully we go with a fake punt or something. I did like that fake punt against Wake Forest. I hope we go with a little fake punt. So I hope Brett Pride got something in the bag for these fakes. I want to pull out a fake. We're in mid-season. We're 3-4 or 7-8 games in. So you got to figure something out. Now, next episode of Lambo Sports, Florida State versus Wake Forest. All right. Florida State's the number 4 team in the nation. All right. It's not an easy game. Wake Forest is still a winning football team. They won in the final minute against Pittsburgh. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to Total Poll. We will be talking about that next as we continue college football. Slammers Brother Sports will be back to you in 5 minutes as we preview Florida State versus Wake Forest. Adios.